What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Julie and this is Security Curvy. Really quickly today I have for you some sewing plans. So it's Friday today and I have one project that needs to be done by Sunday and then a few other things that I want to start working on in preparation for a trip that I am taking mid-summer. So these are plans for just about the next few days here. I have pulled out all of my fabric, which is on bolts. So proud of that. Side note, and I'm just gonna really quickly go through what I am planning on sewing with you all. If you do hear noises and screams and singing songs in the background, that is because it is summer and my kids are home and they like the noise. Noise and my children are very well acquainted. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I am wearing my Simplicity 9708, which is still not finished, but very much enjoy wearing it in the meantime. Okay, so the first project I have for you, I am participating in the Hot Girl Summer for New Look Challenge with Rochelle of Rochelle Handmade Designs, or hosted by Rochelle of Rochelle Handmade Designs. And this project is due for her in about 2 days. Great timing, right? So this is the fabric that I picked. It is a linen blend from Joann's. I don't know what the contents of it is, as I purchased this well over a year ago at this point, but it's been in my stash and I think it would be perfect for what I'm thinking. So the New Look pattern that I chose to go along with this challenge is New Look 6164. I'll put it up on the screen so I don't have to hold it up for you. But it has three shirt options and then a pants. It can be sewn with knits or wovens, which is really interesting. When I first picked it up, I thought it was a knit pattern only, but then upon looking at the back of the envelope, I see that it can be sewn with stiff knits like your ponties, or it can be sewn with like lightweight wovens. All of that I feel like will work fine for me. The one thing that I'm not sure about is view D, the pants. Because this pattern is a 16 to 18, I'm typically an 18 on the top half of my body, but not the lower half. So I'm definitely going to have to, when I cut out the pattern pieces, analyze it and make sure that the measurements are lining up with what my body needs in terms of like ease in movement. But I don't think it's anything that I can't do. More than likely, I'm going to add a waistband onto this, which would help because someone messaged me before, I think it was on here. It was either here or Instagram, and they were basically like, they've sewn up this pattern and it's not high-waisted. It sits more on the natural waist, and so I would need to add some why are words escaping me today? I would basically need to adjust the pattern if I want it to be a higher rise pattern. I feel like the shirt for this is going to be relatively simple. I feel like the shorts or the pants, whichever I have enough fabric for, is going to probably present more of the challenge. For the striping for the pants, I want to play around with it and do it in two different ways. So if you've seen my recent video that went up of my recent makes and you saw that striped jumpsuit, how one half of the jumpsuit the stripes were going down and the other half of the jumpsuit the stripes were going in a diagonal direction, I want to do the same thing with these pants. I think that would be fun. This is also a much larger stripe though, so it may be harder to get away with something like that. These are just my ideas for the pattern. This is the first thing that I'm going to sew, as like I said, it needs to be completed and photographed within the next 2 days. Okay, next I have this really cool abstract plaid or plaid grid gingham, I don't know, abstract print, and I got this from Mood Fabrics when I was in Miami during my last trip in Miami. I bought it knowing that I wanted to make a button-down shirt. I only purchased 2 yards of this. I do want to make an oversized button-down shirt, and I fear that my 2 yards may not be enough, but that is fine. We have a solution. So the pattern that I want to make for this is the Naomi pattern by Buchador. This is 2052. I have seen a couple of people make it, and so I've picked up some really good information on the construction and what to look out for. One of the common things I am hearing with this pattern is that the sleeves are coming up short on the taller girlies. Now, I am not tall, but I do like, if I'm gonna have an oversized shirt, to have an oversized sleeve. So that's just something that I'm gonna already account for in the pattern. The issue that I have is I only have 2 yards of this fabric, and for this pattern I plan to sew a size 24, which calls for 2.5 yards of fabric, so I am half a yard short. My solution, I think, is that I want to crop it. Now, the reason I'm on the fence about cropping it versus not cropping it is because I do like to wear my button downs like as an overlayer, and it just works nicer sometimes if the lines are longer as opposed to cropped. but this doesn't necessarily have to be an overlayer. This can just be like a crop button down that I wear actually buttoned down. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'll have to see what it actually looks like when I get in and I get all the pieces cut out. My game plan is to just cut out like the yoke, the collar, the cuffs, and then I can see how much length I need to take away from the front and the back panels to get it out of the fabric that I have. So that is the next thing that I plan on sewing in the next couple of days. All right, if you've seen my last 2 videos, you probably at this point have seen the little short set that I self-drafted and I created. That initial set was just done on a whim. I used that sheet that I used for it because it was something that I was very much testing out. Now, obviously I wear it and I like the print, but that was never like what the pattern was meant to be like in its like final vision. So I have this print that I picked up from Mood Fabrics as well at the same time that I picked up this fabric here, and I want to make a short set with it. Now again, problem of the day, Mood Fabrics is really expensive, and what I need to stop doing when I go is trying to be cheap and just like buying a smaller amount of yardage, because it always comes back to like bite me when I get home and I decide what I want to make. So in true cheap fashion, I only bought 2 yards of this, and I don't know if I can squeeze a short set out of 2 yards. I think I can, because I know for sure I can get the shorts out of about 1 yard of fabric, and I could play around with the top, like maybe leave it sleeveless if I don't have enough for the sleeves. That's kind of what I'm thinking along those lines, but I would like to get that short set out of this print. This will also be like a really quick, really easy sew because there's no like closures or fastenings or anything. It's just elastic and ties. So I'm excited to sew this one up. I have been sitting on this fabric for a while, not quite sure what to do with it, and I think that if I were to pair that pattern with this fabric, I would get something that I'd want to wear over and over again in the summer months, and it'd also be really fun to take with me on vacation this summer. Okay, last plan that I have for the immediate future is with this fabric. I got this fabric from an estate sale. It is, I don't know what it is. It's a mystery fabric, but it's very, very drapey. There is a lot of yardage, but it's only 45 wide. I'm pretty sure it's a vintage fabric because that particular estate sale, just about all of her fabrics were vintage fabrics, and notoriously vintage fabrics are not very wide, but it is really pretty, very lightweight, very drapey. I like the colors in it. I feel like I could pair this with a couple different like sandals that I like to wear for summer in my closet. With this, I want to make another dream frock by Lydia and Naomi. It's been about a year since I've made a dream frock. I kind of had to table it because I was making them over and over again, but I definitely see a gap in my wardrobe for where I'm at now with the dream frocks. I want one that is just about maxi length, maybe like hits at the ankles, but with a short sleeve. But I don't want the short sleeve that's included with the pattern. I want a short sleeve similar to the Chiara sleeve by Vicky Sews. I'll go ahead and pop that up. I'm probably just going to take that sleeve and put it on this dress because I like that it's kind of like almost near like that 3/4 length, and I also like that instead of having the elastic band, it has like a couple rows of shearing that creates that gathering around the arm. I think that would just be really pretty and like this really like floaty lightweight fabric. Very, very excited to do this. I'm also thinking I am participating in the hackathon challenge for Unsocial over on Instagram, and I think if I'm gonna run it by her and see if it's okay, but I think this would also be a fun pattern to hack because I want to change the sleeves and I also want to change the waistline. I want to create a basque waistline on the dress. I think that would be really sweet and lean into those vintage vibes. I'm also going to bone it and I'm gonna line it. It's going to be gorgeous. I love my dream frock dresses. I wear them over and over again, and so I know that taking the time to like really tailor and make another one for like the spring summer months is going to be something that I get use out of for years to come. All right, and that is my plan, my lovely little stack of fabrics that I plan on sewing in like the next 2 weeks. Like I said, one I'm literally gonna get to work on as soon as I am done recording this video, and then for the rest I'll be picking them up and putting them down between the next few weeks. I have about 2 weeks I think before I leave for vacation, so ideally I'd like these things to be done before vacation, and then I'll mix in some things that already exist in my closet to go ahead and take with me on that trip. I'll probably do like a vacation pack with me again because I really enjoyed doing that video. That was a lot of fun, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you sewn any of these patterns? I know a lot of you guys picked up the new look patterns during the Hobby Lobby clearance sale, so did anyone get this pattern, and what are your thoughts on it? Until next time, stay beautiful, make great things. I'll talk to you later. Bye.